Good morning.
That was a very exciting introduction.
I needed it because it's so early for me. I needed some
That's your
energy,
it's your hype music.
hype music. We're trying something new, just to try and get everyone jacked up to watch our videos.
I like it. I like it.
I appreciate it. So Shavonne Wong, NFT artist extraordinaire, featured in Vogue, generative drops on Super Rare Foundation, and the creator slash mod of NFT Asia. How
Me,
are
it is
you?
I. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for that introduction. I feel very flattered right now. Like, oh, I'm so cool. Thanks.
well, well, you've done a lot, both to just onboard so many amazing artists and just the work that NFT Asia does first and foremost to just be a very inclusive space that's really making an impact on an international level. I wasn't going to start here with my questions, but it seemed like a good place to start. So can you tell us a little bit about how it started and how it's become the force that it is?
So NFT Asia basically started with Clara, our hate server queen. So so basically she's an art writer, right? Arts writer, and she was doing an article on NFTs. So she reached out to a couple of NFT artists in Singapore, and I was one of them. And so we could connect it. We talked about it, and we were saying like how there isn't really that much information, especially locally. And so we started to and so she set up a Discord, right, for just a few of us where we could talk about it. And so when I entered Discord, there was approximately like less than 10 members. Like a few of our admins were there already, like John and Ernest. So that was the first time I got to really know them. And yeah, I asked them like, why not we open up the server? Because when I'm doing NFTs, it was very clear to me that there were very few Asians, or more of there were Asians, but it was like such a rare occurrence to come across one. There's always like, oh my God, you're here. We were like, let's find let's build a space where we can all come together. Because I think culturally, there's the essence where we're a bit closer together. We understand how we think a little bit better. And yeah, we just wanted to support each other. So that was basically how it started. It was a server that we decided to open up to all the Asian artists in the NFT space, and basically anybody else who wanted to support Asians. We were like, come join us. So yeah, and now we have about 3,000 members. It's been an exponential growth.
That's awesome. And when you think about just the community building and being a great place to onboard, I've seen that there isn't really some of the discords definitely have like a hierarchy. It just seems to me that in that Discord in particular, everyone is trying to help each other, whether you're a new artist or a very established artist like yourself, or even Noe, who comes on with us quite a bit. It seems just a really positive place, and we're starting to see a little bit less positivity, especially on the Discords and kind of what's going on Twitter and stuff. So how do y'all keep the positivity there when we're starting to see little cracks of toxicity that are happening elsewhere?
Oh, look, if I'm completely honest and real about it, we have some too. Like it happens because like when you have a Discord of 3,000 members, it's just impossible to cater to everybody, right? Like there is not nothing you can do that makes everybody happy. So like there will always be some people who are unhappy. But I think as the admins and mods, we just do what we can do to that helps the majority, right? And so, of course, we have our little dramas here and there, but I think overall, it's still just the heart of the whole Discord is really we are here to help. We are here to help onboard people who want to learn. We are here to help with interesting ways of like pitch practices, on how to write your descriptions. Or reaching out to people who perhaps like they're not strong in English, and just like we help as much as we can. But I think we are also of the stance of like you know people need to want to be helped, like they need to come to us and say help me before we can help. So like it's also a bit of it takes two hands to clap, right? So we are here, and if people want to come, we'll help them, and if they don't want to come, then like we will still be here when you finally decide to. But yeah, like drama, it is it will always be there, especially when there's money involved, and with artists, it's just such a personal,
Right.
sensitive thing. People take things personally all the time, and so yeah, dramas happen, but I think overall it's still a very happy community. We have game nights. We have fun still.
That's awesome. Yeah, and one of the things that I think about when I look at like these types of things, yeah, there's always going to be little bubbles here and there, and I think some of the common issues that we're finding with new entrants into these discords that sometimes cause a little bit of the toxicity is a lot of up and coming artists think that if you mint an NFT, there's someone there to buy it, and that's
Mm,
not always the case, especially as collectors are looking for more curated experiences because they want to understand that artists are here for the long term and everything else. And so, I think that's one of the really positive things that you all do is it's an onboarding, right? It's not just hey, here's this one piece, but it's also like how do you build your own communities? How do you do this? And so I know that you're kind of there's this loose connection of a few individuals that just work their tails off, and this is kind of beyond NFT Asia. But when I think of Christian, who I talk to almost daily, Noe, Kid Icarus or Icky, Tina Eisen, you, and a few others. It's really awesome to just see that it's worldwide, it's international, right? It's NFT Asia, but then there's Chrissy's home, and then there's like so many different things out there, and
mm.
it's just really cool to see what all of you are doing in the space, trying to bring positivity and treat everyone with respect. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like in the end, I think I always use the analogy, right? That NFTs are like a party. You need friends for it to be fun, And like if you have friends in the space, the time is just spent faster, and it's okay to just talk about other things than NFTs because you just enjoy the company of these people. But I think one thing that we also try to take note in NFT Asia, that it is okay to take breaks. Like if you like you need to leave the Discord because you feel overwhelmed, go ahead. It is okay. Like, I feel like sometimes they're like, I can't believe they left. Like, oh, it's fine. Like people need to take time off. Let them take time off, and when they come back, we'll still be here. So I feel like sometimes the mentality in the NFTs is just go, 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 and it can be very overwhelming, especially for like the sensitive souls of artists and all.
I couldn't agree more. I've been using the bus or subway train analogy a lot because everyone fears that if they're not connected 24/7, they're going to miss something. And that's true. But even if they are connected 24/7, they're going to miss something because there's just
That's
so
also
much.
true.
And so it's like I describe it, if you miss that subway train or car or cart, I live in Texas, so we don't have subways. But if you miss it, there's always going to be another one, right? And so if I take a day off to go be a dad or whatever, I come back and I'm over, like I get anxiety because it's like, oh wow, there's 25 new projects, there's 35 new artists, there's tokenomics and all these crazy things that are happening, and I just have to take a deep breath and say, okay, like ignore all that because tomorrow there's going to be a bunch more. So just wait for the next car, wait for the next subway train, and then hop on that
Yeah.
one and catch back up.
Yeah, I think it's also like it's remembering that it's human, right? Like so, like, it's also human to have silly emotions of like I got off the subway. Now I just wish the subway would like stop. In the meantime, like subway, like everybody's like not able to move while I am taking my break, and when I come back, like oh wait, it works again. But like the world doesn't work that way. Just like like how people buy like projects, and then when they make a profit and sell it off, they're like in the inside, right inside, you're like, oh, I hope the project doesn't move too high because now I'll feel bad if it does. Like, but like it's I think it's just human, right? It's human to understand that like sometimes we have inherently selfish emotions, but like it's not like you then go out and curse on the project of like moon, and you just it's okay. You win some, you
Okay.
lose some, and you just take the ride along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of those similar emotions. And I hold a lot of bags as well. Um, so you've been busy since last time we spoke. Was you were on, did interviews with Vogue, on the cover of Vogue. You've launched a small collectible project that's truly unique. Why don't we spend a few minutes on that and then transition to what you currently have on Super Rare?
Okay,
So
so Vogue or Love is Love.
yeah, let's go to Love is Love.
All right,
Unless
cool.
yeah. So Love is Love, and I bought two of these, and I thought it was a really cool and unique um, take on these projects, where you used your art, and Lauren, our new community manager, she looked at this, and when we were on the spaces, she thought, some of this was actual photography, which I think is one of the biggest compliments you can give artists like you when you just look at the high quality that you've done and in your creative process. How are you able to create such high quality pieces? I mean, you look at the imperfections in the skin and the beauty and everything else. Can you talk us through a little bit of your creative process?
I just don't sleep. No, I like. I mean, like I've been working on creating virtual humans. So I started 3D last year in April. But like the day I started, it was immediately for the idea of I wanted to create virtual humans because like I've done fashion photography, and when COVID first happened, I was just like, shit, that's hard. I was like, okay, if I can't photograph models, I'll just make my own. So that was really all I did in 2020. Every single day, just how do I make virtual humans? How do I work on it? And how do I make it better? So it's been a long time of working on it every single day, and I think I've gotten better and faster at creating them, but it's very funny because like when I did fashion photography, right? After the photos, I bring them into my computer and then I edit them and I reduce the imperfections, you know, like I reduce them to make them look good. But when I'm creating these virtual humans, I'm constantly adding imperfections. Then I'm like, oh my god, I'm just like it's just total opposite of what I used to be doing because I'm just adding them to make them more human, and it's just so funny because like yeah, I'm doing exactly the opposite of what I used to do, and it's
That's
cool though.
that,
Like it
no, that's
yeah.
really interesting. And when you think about kind of how that works, and the human nature, and it's like the uncanny valley, right? It's like, how do you,
Mm.
if everything is perfect and it's designed without pores, without flaws, without anything else. If And we do see a lot of this. We And especially for a while in early NFT land, we would see the bald 3D figures that were just being sold nonstop. But then when you do think about kind of how do you differentiate and how do you make it feel like a human experience, I think you did a fantastic job with this. And so, how did you come up with the concept for Love is Love? I love the fact that it's not a 10,000 drop; it's 500. It's unique. How what made you come up with the idea, and all of the economics behind everything?
So like what basically happened was I was just I had two models right that I put together. I was like, oh, I'm feeling, romantic today. Let's put them in a kissing position. And I put them there. I was like, oh, look at that. That looks so nice. I wonder whether it'll look different with different models. So I switched in a different model. I was like, oh, that looks so nice too. And I switched in another one. And I was like, wait a minute. This is fun. This is like mix and match, And I mean, in my opinion, they all look good together. So I was like, wait a minute, like maybe this could be a cool collectible job, right? And I was thinking like, so visually that was how it started, but conceptually I was like, I mean, I've always believed that love is love, and that you should be able to love whoever you want to love. And to me, I'm married, right? And if someone told me that my love for my husband was wrong, I think it's very hurtful. And the same way, I feel like if somebody loves somebody else and you tell them that's wrong, I think that is also very hurtful because it's such a innate thing, right? It's who you are. And so, yeah, firstly, I truly believe that love is love. And secondly, I just thought, it's just a fun way to do a project that also engages with the community. Because like I thought of like how what would it be like if you could influence the art that you mint? right? Because like there's been so many avatar projects out there where you kind of just min random and you just hope that whatever you get is like, oh, that's me. But like, the chances are usually fairly low, or at least either that or I'm being really unlucky. But like, 10K, my assumption is the chances are low. So I was like, what if you could influence your min? So I was like, uh, the end result I wanted was to have two characters, and almost kiss. And firstly, I was like, there's two characters. Like most projects only have one. I'm so special. So one unique selling point was that. The second one was that like that you can influence your min, right? So I was like, imagine if you could choose your gender and your sexuality. So this gender and sexuality only plays to one character, but like if you choose first like female and straight, then you get female male or male female in the end combination. And if you choose perhaps male and gay, then you get a male male combination. So like in a way, you would see yourself in the art that you get, which I feel like everybody inherently kind of wants to see it when they buy art. Like they have to connect with it, right? So yeah, that was what I did, and then I decided to put a random mode. But for the random mode, when I first had it in mind, it was really for like people who are perhaps like bisexual, or non-binary. They don't choose a gender and they don't have a fixed sexuality per se, right? And I was thinking like, okay, like the random choice would probably be applicable for them. But I also thought to myself that if I was in their position and my category was called random, like perhaps it's a bit dehumanizing a little bit. So I was like, there's no real solution to this as of like 2021 that like fixes it all. And I didn't want to have like a gazillion genders that all actually meant random in the end, because like that seems silly. So I was like, let's just put unicorn, because to me they're like magical unicorns that don't really have a place in the world, that struggle to find a place in the world. And so like I used the unicorn as the randomizer. So in the end, it was very fun because a lot of people end up choosing unicorn because they made them feel special, which was kind of cute. But yeah, and then price wise, I put it at 0.05683. And it was so specific because 5683 was basically how you type love in an old Nokia phone. And I'm very cheesy.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
so
I'm
that,
glad you didn't make it 0.143, because that would have been too expensive for me. But back when the pagers were around, people would send like 143. I love you. So like that's crazy.
I didn't even think about that. Oh, yeah, I think you know why? Because I was past the pager age. Like I didn't have a pager, so
I did. I was like very very young when the pagers. I was like right at the tail end. But my first phone was the Nokia phone. But I did know some kids with pagers.
okay, fine, I'll take it. But yeah, 5683, very very lovey, cheesy. I'm very cheesy.
No, it's awesome, and it's a great unique piece of art. And just to be able to have the dynamics that aren't there, and we're starting to see more and more of that, where the collector gets to have some input on the creative output, which is really cool when you think of the future relationship between collectors and artists, and
Mhm.
more of these game theory type of things are going to start happening. So it's really exciting to see that you were early to do that. And I think when you look at the body of work and you look at all the future projects and artists that you want to bet on, right? You want to see artists pushing the envelope, and you're going to take the lessons that you learned here and probably do something else in the future. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think when I was doing this project, right at the start, before even I started doing the project itself, I remember thinking to myself that like, when I did photography, like the camera was the medium, right? And then when I started doing 3D, it was like the my computer, the screen, digital was the medium. But being able to do NFTs, I could actually use the blockchain itself as a medium. It's no longer just digital art, right? I could actually do something that interacts with people who want to mint my work. And I think that was where there was a desire for that already, of like, okay, how do I use the blockchain as a medium itself? How do I make it part of the art itself, and yeah, I mean, I'm so excited for the future because I feel like there's just so many things to do that I would not be able to previously. Like moving from photography to 3D, I was just like, holy shit, who cares about gravity now, like, or
Right.
scale, like let's make this thing 100 size bigger, like I don't have to pay more money for that. But like, and then moving from 3D and just creating 3D art, and then doing something like this project where I was like, okay, what if the blockchain is my medium? I was like, oh shit, I can interact with the people who want to buy my work. That's just so cool. And in a way, it was almost like a survey of the NFT community, of the people who minted, like what were they looking for, right? So yeah, I thought it was really, really fun. I enjoyed myself tremendously.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I love it. And I want to pull up the piece on super rare here in a moment. And when you talk about gravity, I mean, obviously it's an interesting piece. But I just had a weird question. Have you abandoned photography, or is it still something that you're passionate about? Do you plan on going back and forth? I know that obviously when talking to Tina Eisen and kind of the genesis for her Lips project was the inability because of the pandemic, her inability to go and do work actually created a medium for her to do her Lips project just at home. And like it's funny when you think about the limitations. And on that interview, they talked about it quite a bit too. Is sometimes either intentional or accidental limitations that are forced on you can actually create something new and beautiful. And in your case, because of you couldn't go take a bunch of photos, you went and learned a new skill, and now you have these amazing 3D pieces. So I'm curious what if there's any future plans with the photography.
So with photography, like I still take the jobs, but like it's now basically at the stage of like, if you can pay my full day rate and it's fun, okay. and like if not, then like it's fine. And like right now, I'm also at a stage where I used to take all the editing. Like I will finish the shoot and then I will do all the DI, all the editing, because it was money. But now I'm at a stage of like I'll just go shoot, and then I'll be like, transfer the photos to agency. You guys get a DI artist for this. So like I just go and do the fun part, and then I just go home and wait for the money to arrive. So like it's a nice setup now.
You don't like spending countless hours in Lightroom and Photoshop making them look more perfect?
Oh, I had so much fun staring at people's nostrils.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's like people always say like, oh, fashion photography is so glamorous, and like you wait till 3 a.m. you're removing armpit hairs. Like it's okay, it's acceptable.
It's awesome, and we're not taken away from it. It's just you have something else that excites you now, and that's
Mm,
that's totally okay, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
focus on everything. But that's funny. Like 3 a.m., like the 17th nostril is probably gets a little
This is
tiring.
my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so and we talked about this off camera for a few moments, but you have a new piece on Super Rare, and
Hmm.
what's unique about this piece is that you're donating the proceeds to charity,
100% to charity.
and you already have 4 ETH offer on it.
Yeah, and I guess when they say give and give until it hurts, it definitely hurts a little bit. I'll be honest, it's like, oh, that's a lot of money. But I promised, and I will deliver. And I hope there'll be more. Obviously, I hope that there'll be more bits that then I can help donate more. But oh, at 4, it already definitely hurts a little bit. But I'm happy, Of course, like somebody that likes my work, that makes me very happy.
Well, it's awesome, and it's a beautiful piece. And I just when you think about just the style and everything that you've done to create this, and I think even like the cinematography, the lighting, the pace of everything, like this piece is just incredibly beautiful. How did you come up with? Obviously, when you think of love is love and the embrace of the near kiss, and then this is different, but the embrace is still you can feel the embrace, especially with that top down there. How did you come up with this, and why did you choose to go slightly different than you did with the love is love, where there's that near connection, but this is a physical embrace?
Yeah, so this piece was made for the Twitter 140 charity auction that is meant for all the healthcare workers who were working during COVID, right? So when they approached me for this to have this project with Sotheby's and Susanto, they said that the theme was gonna be gifted or the gift, and I remember thinking to myself, okay, like when it comes to this kind of themed art pieces that has something to do with healthcare and COVID, it's very easy to just go the very cheesy route, right? And like I don't want to do cheesy stuff. It was like a very hard line to struggle between like, oh look, she's a nurse and like this COVID bubbles around her, like it was like how do I do it that in a way that I felt like was still my style, but was also connected to the theme itself. So I remember thinking to myself, I've been doing Love is Love. I have all these characters, and obviously I love love. And I was thinking like, oh, okay. Like if I really thought back to the pandemic, when it first occurred, and countries all went to lockdown and stuff. The one thing that happened that people realized was all these loved ones that you're so used to meeting up with, or their friends that they're so used to just seeing every other day, like they suddenly they're just not able to, or like they have like loved ones who are overseas and they're just not able to see them anymore, and you're unable to give them like love, physical touch, hugs and embraces, and I remember thinking like, holy shit, like that is hard, especially for people who love hugs, and I love hugs, right? And I was very fortunate because I live with my husband, so he could provide that at least to me. But like there are people who lived alone and they were alone for like months and months and months, and like that's probably like for people who love hugs, that's almost torturous, right? And so and then you have all these families who perhaps like someone works in the healthcare, and they will come back from work and they would not be able to hug the children immediately until they wash down everything, or they perhaps would want to stay in the same house as their children, and so like this physical touch and love became something that was so, it was just taken away from everybody. And I felt like, thinking back, because of all these healthcare workers where they work so hard, and they help to support the people who are sick, and help to help people recover, and people who the scientists, blah blah. So like I felt like it was because of all these people who helped us survive through the pandemic, and as we at a better stage right now, they are the reason why we are able to meet our family again. They are the reason why so many people could finally fly back to a different country to perhaps meet their spouses who they haven't seen in this whole time, or like people are able to live in the same house with their family, and they were able to give hugs again and physical touch and intimacy, and I felt like that itself was the gift. So I wanted to show the embrace, the touch, and the love and the intimacy through the piece. Yeah.
I love it. It's awesome. And it's really cool that it's already at 4 ETH. How much longer is the auction going to be going on?
I think it ends on 1st December, so I'll probably end it at the same time.
Awesome. So there's still time for you to help, and for it to hurt just a little bit more for you too.
Yeah. But like it's right now my issue. The problem I have is that like this collector who bid it on this piece, I can't find his social media, so I can't let him know that like I can't accept till that period. I can't accept the 1st December. So like I'm hoping he doesn't withdraw in the meantime or something, or like somebody else bids. But yeah, I wish I could connect with him and let him know like what was the plan. But yeah, in the meantime, 4 years, like can't complain.
That's awesome, and that's really special. Are there any other projects that you're working on after this? Taking a break through the end of the year? What's beyond for Shavonne as we head into 2022?
Well, I mean, I'm still creating artworks here and there. Like right now, I'm doing a few things at the same time because I get bored if I work on one only. I have tricked my brain into believing that if I work on two projects at the same time and I'm bored of one, I will procrastinate by working on the other. And then I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm so productive because I'm constantly working. But it gets tiring sometimes, so I need to take time away from the computer. But I have plans, and I'm still thinking of different ways that I can continue to push, um, continue to do something that's unique and different. Which I mean, because the space is so new, I feel like that's one of the most exciting things about it. There's always an opportunity to be the first in something, still anyway. So there's that. But yeah, it'll be exciting.
That is so awesome. And when you think about kind of the future potential, I think 2022 is going to be the year of NFTs. Like for us that have been here this year, it feels like 2021 was the year. But when you think about everything going mainstream, the anxiety is probably going to be 10 times worse because after at least in the U.S., this week is Thanksgiving week, and my hypothesis is that. Um, the number one conversation that's going to be occurring at any tech savvy Thanksgiving dinner is going to be NFTs, and it's going to be the
Mm-mm.
crypto natives explaining what an NFT and digital ownership are to that. And so I think after that, it's just going to lead into the holidays, and then January, buckle up. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like, I was recently on the Google Trends. I googled for NFTs, and like, according to Google Trends, it's been going on an upward motion. And the top countries that are searching on NFTs right now are mainly from Asia. So I'm like, yes, Asians, we are coming in. Woo!
That's awesome, and it's not surprising because there is more innovation, early adoption, intellectual curiosity, um, opportunity. Some of the tax laws with crypto are a lot better over there too, so it's really, really, really awesome to see, and that's where things like NFT Asia are just going to continue to grow and shine. I think I know you all have, and maybe we save that for a future video about, as the world starts to reopen, we're starting to see NFT NYC was really awesome. There's events in Vegas this week's art or next December 1st is Art Basel in Miami, which is now turning into a hybrid show. So
Yeah.
curious. There's got to be
You,
stuff elsewhere too, right?
oh my god! Every time on Twitter Spaces, like they'll be like, "Oh, are you going to Art Basel?" I'm just like, "You guys need to all stop having so much fun without me. Like, stop it. This is not cool." Like, oh man, like, oh, I mean, it's definitely something, right? Like you see all this hype about it, but like, I'm definitely waiting for Asia to open up a bit more, right? Because you see all the benefits of all these events is that like collectors and artists and everybody, they'll go there, they meet in real life, and then they make stronger connections, right? And it's a pity that like Asia's kind of left out of it in the meantime, because like we're still trying to get over the pandemic a bit more. But I definitely look forward to the NFT events. I look forward to the crypto events, especially here in Singapore, where there is a lot of crypto bros with a lot of money. I'm pretty sure the events will be crazy. So like I do want to attend them. But like in the meantime, I will be impatiently patient.
Yeah, I mean we're seeing some events in Milan, and I think like when you do think about Singapore, South Korea, there's a lot of opportunity that I think if someone is excited and willing, there's a lot of opportunity to create a lot of events over the next couple of years. I also think that there's going to be a surprise massive event in Dubai middle of next year. And so I think when you think about the worldwide appeal of NFT events, it's not going to be that NFT NYC is the main event. There's going to be a lot of these that are starting to pop up, and I'm really looking forward to how that grows and changes over time. And NFT Asia could probably be a pretty big organizer of some of these. So it's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I told my admin and mod team that like I am not good at organizing, but I will cheer you guys on. Woo! I will post about it. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having these real life events, because like even in the admin and mod team, like there's so many people like I want to meet them in real life. In fact, for Singapore, like I only got to meet Clara just like a couple of weeks ago, and like we've been like chatting every day since like March or something, So like it's been crazy, like how I've only been able to meet some of them right now. And yeah, and I definitely look forward to meeting the mods and also all the different Asian artists that are so incredibly talented and I somehow never knew existed.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any final thoughts that you want to leave for the viewers?
Mm, if you happen to have rare in your wallet, please vote for NFT Asia in the super rare race. We are in the space race, and we are trying to get in. So yeah, if you somehow happen to have some rare in your wallet sitting somewhere, like please vote for us.
That's awesome. Vote for NFT Asia. If you know what super rare and the rare token is, it's a really groundbreaking, exciting project, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that all ends as well.
Mhm, mhm.
And shout out to Icky, who has a pretty cool announcement that, well, this will have aired after that, but I hope everyone is excited about. If you don't know, check out Virtual Animals. It's going to be really exciting, and some big announcements will have come with that today.
Ooh, icky.
Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.